Looks like we've had our first official accident with the Ember. Hello everyone, today is my last day in Utah. I did move off the spit last night. The wind I knew was going to be kind of crazy. And I just thought, why deal with having to hitch up in the morning when I could just do it now while it's not raining. And then I came over here and luckily backed in right next to another RV that had a little Honda generator going. So I wasn't bothering them, they weren't bothering me. This morning, actually, I've been starting weaning myself off the generator. So I've been leaving it off at night because there's no reason to leave it running overnight like I used to in my old RV. And I this morning started actually just turning on the inverter. Since all I'm running is my laptop and I'm not using the electrical system to run the climate control of any kind, I realized, why am I running the generator in the morning? I mean, I got 67%. I turned it on. It says I got 8 hours at the current drain rate using the laptop. I'm only need a couple hours. So this is starting the process. I'm weaning off the generator, getting used to having all of this lithium batteries and solar recharge. And it's been nice. I haven't really been taking full advantage of it because I'm sort of doing it the way I used to do it when I had a traditional RV with a couple of golf cart batteries up front. So it's been working well. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to try to use the generator less and less and less as I go into this trip and only use it when I need to get the charge back up. We'll see how that goes. But I am going to go drive down to Phoenix today. It's going to be a rainy day, and assuming that my RV holds up and doesn't leak, which it actually hasn't leaked through all the driving of the rain. Only in those first couple of days with the extreme storms on the interstate did I see a few leaks come in, but I've since driven in a little bit of rain, and each time I haven't had nothing leak in. So today will be another good test. I may not even put towels out. We'll just see if I get any drips in. I'm going to have to drive from here at the Utah-Arizona border all the way down to Phoenix. So that's what? A couple hundred miles, maybe less than 300. It's going to be like a 5-hour drive. It really depends on how bad the weather is going to be today. It's going to be a rainy day driving, which it really is my preference, as long as we don't hit any weird heavy storms and weird snow. If it's got to rain sometime on your vacation, let it be the day that you're driving rather than the day that you're hanging out and hiking around. So, yeah, I'll take it. It's got to rain sometimes. I like it when it's green. It's March. You got to expect some rain when you're driving. And so I'm going to go drive in the rain and go head down to Phoenix. And we've got a road day. So I'm sure Lizzy will get some rest in the back of the truck for today. This girl needs it. And I'll see if I can get it on camera with some good light. But my white little poodle-ish Maltese dog here has got this nice reddish hue now to her paws and her legs because she's been hanging out here in the Southwest sand for 3 or 4 days. All this red sand from Sand Hollow up to here at the Monument Valley area. It's just the reddish sand, and so it starts to stain things, and it looks like it's kind of stained her paws a little bit. So that's fine. It'll go away. All right, hitting the road. See everybody. So I decided to stop at Mexican Hat. I drove by it last time. I saw it from the road. We pointed at it. It's a rock. It's shaped like a Mexican hat. That's about it. But I know that Lizzy needed to kind of get off leash for a minute, chase the ball. So I went over there and, gave her a moment, basically. And then I got some good drone shots of the Mexican hat. So it's like an upside down Mexican hat, as you can see in the video. This whole section, like over there by the Mexican Hat Rock, I'm sure you could just camp overnight if you wanted to boondock. Maybe there's rules, but once you're outside of Navajo Nation, you're back to sort of BLM, open land kind of rules out here, unless you're on a state park, in which case you got to pay the $10. But, it's important to note that on the Navajo Nation land, do not go off the road or onto any dirt roads unless it's clearly marked that you're allowed. Assume that you're in another country. Unless you're Navajo, you should assume that all the properties are effectively off limits to you, with the exception of those that are obviously made for you. In other words, gas stations, the stores. You'll see stands set up to sell you things. There might even be RV parks that are on Navajo Nation, but they're clearly marked. You don't want to make any assumptions about the Navajo Nation. And if you are going to make any assumptions, assume wherever you're looking at and thinking about is off limits. Well, I'm filming from about 50 miles north of Flagstaff. Well, there's Lizzy. We're going to go throw a ball, Lizzy. You want to go out? You want to go out? Yeah, we should go out. Well, I just stopped about 50 miles north of Flagstaff. The winds are crazy. I noticed that there are multiple storm fronts coming across from Vegas over to Phoenix. I was hoping I could kind of ride out the first one and then ride the gap in between, which I am in the gap in between. If we look over here to my left, you'll see that there's, all kinds of blue sky coming, but because I'm on the edge of the front, I'm dealing with heavy winds. I'm going basically due south, and anytime you're going north-south here in North America, you run a increased likelihood that you're getting broadside winds, right? So in my trailer, when I look in my rearview mirror, I can see the side of my trailers. I'm heading south. The winds are coming in from the west. When I look in my left rearview mirror, my driver's mirror, I can see the whole side of my trailer, which tells me it's getting pushed, fairly extreme. Of course, in my other side, my passenger side mirror, I can't see any side of the trailer. So clearly this trailer is getting pushed, and then we're hitting the whip-de-woos here on Highway 90 or 89. And when you're already getting pushed and you start hitting the whip-de-woos, it gets a little sketchy. So I've been running with the hazards on. I'm running a little slower. I already paid for my RV park just north of Phoenix. They've sent me information so I can come late. I may have to stop if this gets worse. I don't want to tip over my Ember. That'd suck. But right now, you can see Lizzy's falling asleep if I don't get her out. So do you want to go throw the ball? Want to go out? Yeah, she wants to do that. All right, let's go throw the ball, and then I'm going to keep driving. Nice break in the storm. I'm here in Sedona, Arizona. And after all that rain, it pretty much washed all the red dirt off my truck. You can barely tell that I went off-road. That's awesome. Lizzy wants her ball. Get your ball. Up. Up. There she goes. Such a good girl. She's half human. So yes, the rain washed the vehicles. It was a pretty strong, hefty rain, and with the exception of the back of the truck here, where you can still tell I went off-roading, pretty much all that red dirt is gone. So I'm here in Sedona. We just had a break in the storm. I thought I'd take a moment. It got pretty rough there. I caught a few minutes of it after I pulled out of the brake check and rest area before. We got so foggy, I had the hazards on. I was doing 40 miles an hour. Couldn't see any further than that. Remember, when it's foggy, slow down. And this is just a reminder that when you are driving in the fog, look out ahead, and whatever the cutoff is as far as you can see, that's as far as you should be able to assume a stopped car could be, and you need to stop in time for it. So if you can only see maybe 100 feet ahead, then you have to assume you're about to see a stopped vehicle in the road. And what are you going to do when there's a stopped vehicle in the road? And that's the kind of care you need to take in the fog. So slow down. I've seen far too many videos of people slamming into people in the fog because they just assumed there were no cars where they couldn't see. If you can't see there, you have to assume a car is at a dead stop just past the point where you can see. Be safe out there, everyone. Now, let's talk about Interstate 17 from Flagstaff to Sedona. My God, that was the worst road I've driven on in a decade in the United States or Canada. That was third world country level of freeway. I don't know how they call that an interstate. That was basically a backcountry road that you did 75 miles an hour on. So if you're driving between Flagstaff and Sedona, be careful. Now, I haven't gone all the way to Phoenix yet, so it could continue to be this way, but man, it's clearly an entire bed of asphalt put down on a historic bed of concrete, and there's sections where 3 or 4 car lengths of the asphalt are completely gone. And I'm just like, why don't you just strip it back to the concrete? That would be better than these 1-inch and 2-inch potholes you have me driving over. So I did have all my drawers open in the RV. I just checked. Lizzy, ready? Lizzy, good girl. I'd like to point out she's officially on leash. If they say you have to have your pets on leash, she's on leash. You can see the leash dragging behind her right there. Here we are at the Black Canyon Campground, I believe it's called. It's all dirt, no pavement or anything, although the pads are gravel. And I guess we know which way this park leans. I'm not gonna get into politics, but I always prefer people don't wear it on their sleeve when they're business owners, but you know, do what you want. A little cheaper than the other Phoenix area ones. I saw a lot of $70 and $80 parks. And so for this one, you get it for like $50 plus. It's got a laundry room, it's got Wi-Fi. Got this nice, wonderful couple who I just let get water off of my site. So they were looking for water. I said, just use my site, get some water. It's always hard to get water when you're out there boondocking. Clouds finally cleared up. So now I'm gonna get the RV cleaned and prepped inside for my wife, so she gets a nice clean RV with clean sheets and clean laundry, and no dishes, and nothing bad in the fridge. Yep, that's gonna be today. Then tomorrow I go pick up my wife. Again, I'm in Black Canyon, I think it's called, Arizona. Lots of birds and rabbits. I don't think Lizzy spotted a rabbit yet, but when she does, oh boy, hope she's on leash. Oh, and I gotta do business. Here's my spot particularly. Again, nothing too classy or crazy, but at least I've got no one on this side. That's nice. And it's fairly quiet. I don't hear the freeway too much. It's got everything I need here. Over here. $20 less than everyone else in the area. You get what you pay for, and this will work just fine. I am not picky. They say they got Wi-Fi, so we're going to try that next. We all know how Wi-Fi works at RV parks. This is what I've settled on with that one on the left at Home Depot. The one on the right is actually from my last RV, but it really wasn't too effective at getting stuff off your feet. But I really like it because it allows me, for this one, to have a landing pad for the stairs, because the stairs don't always go well into grass, or if they're going onto some nice concrete, they could scar it up. So in general, it makes for a nice soft rubber pad between the stairs and the ground. Let me show you. And that's what I mean by a landing pad for the bottom. Also at Home Depot, I bought this microfiber doggy rug to clean off the dog's feet, although it does great with the shoes, and it also does great with all the drippings and the dirt from the stairs when it goes up. So as much as I try to sweep them off using that little hand broom, there's always some dirt that gets on here. So rather than getting in the trailer, it gets stuck in this microfiber cloth, which is machine washable. Okay, so I just put the slide out, and I can see like some wet spots. When I first brought it in, there was water on the outside because there was a windy storm going on. So I expected some water wasn't going to get on the inside. And when I came back in just 20 minutes later, I could see a few drops of water along the edges, which is why I put out a few towels. But let's keep my fingers crossed. We just went through a lot of rain. I expected more rain in here. I'll be looking around. I might change an update here with rain if I find some more water, but so far I haven't found any streams. It's cool. And there you go. There's some of the remnants of the water. Did it come in because of the rainy day? What I need to do is I need to bring the slide out in when it's dry and then drive through some rain to really get a good test. It's a very small amount of moisture, but let's just be glad there's no wood in the construction. But that was kind of it. And then these little metal flakes. I've heard somebody else mention it too. Why do I keep finding little metal flakes on my floor? Where are they coming from? Are they coming from the slide out? Is the slide out mechanism like dropping them and then they're vibrating around on the floor when I drive? I don't really know, but I keep finding them. And so after each trip, when I stop, I usually sweep in the beginning, and then I sweep at the end of the night. I sweep before we leave. And every time I sweep up, I find some metal filings. Any thoughts? Well, I've got this in the bathroom now, and I just scrubbed it. Some fairly benign natural cleaner. Made no effect. I'll try something a little more hardcore when I get to my sister's. But I guess this is the start of the black floor staining problem, maybe. That sucks. Well, hopefully I can make it through this season and then get it fixed over the winter. Let's see where this goes. I still haven't used the generator, and I got to 62%. So I saw it go up a bit, and then the rain and the clouds came in, and then it went down a bit. You know, it's enough to keep the refrigerator going, which is the only real requirement I have on the road. You know, I did run the inverter this morning for a good 3 or 4 hours, and that's what brought down the energy down to like 62. But I think it was like at 64, it got up to like 70. It's been hovering around there, so it's been in 60 to 70%. That's pretty darn good. If I were boondocking, I would definitely charge it up right now with the generator. But because I'm not boondocking, I'm here at an RV park. I'm just going to plug it in now and let it charge up. So I'll leave here tomorrow with 99%. I'm still going to see how long it takes before I turn that generator back on. We'll see. So tonight I thought I'd try something different, and I just flipped out from the couch and threw down a sheet and pillows. So now I'm going to see what it's like to sleep on that for one night, especially when I'm kind of on the road. That seems a little easier sometimes than making out the full Murphy bed. Let's see what it's like. I'm getting up early anyway to go pick up my wife at the airport, so I thought, why not try this? All right, leaving the Black Canyon RV park. I still need to figure out the exact name of the town and RV park I'm at, but I think it's Black Canyon RV Park, aka Let's Go Brandon RV Park. If I can say that on YouTube and not get demonetized. I just say that because of the flags the park was flying, kind of showing their colors, if you know what I mean. But this is it. I'm leaving this town, so I've got to go to Phoenix Airport now, which I think is about an hour away, where I'm going to go pick up my wife. There's kind of a park and ride lot near a SkyTrain that they have there. She's going to ride the SkyTrain over from the airport and meet me there. I just never feel comfortable taking my RV into an airport to pick her up. It just feels like, oh, there's the tire link. Just feels like if you're going to roll your RV into an airport, expect security to ask some questions. Because what are you doing? Hey, it's a barbecue. She's literally that barbecue right there. That is what she's barking at. Anyway, yeah, I can't bring this trailer into a airport in good conscience. If I was working security and I saw this thing roll in, I'd go over to it. Anyway, I'm gonna head on out. I'm gonna go pick up my wife in Phoenix. It was an okay park. You know, it was muddy, and that's fine. It's also rained crazy last night. In fact, we had flood warnings, and I'm right next to a culvert, so that had me a little concerned overnight. It is then a little extra muddy this morning, so yeah, left the boots at the door, you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm looping back around through the entrance now to go find the trash can. See you guys later. About to pick up my wife from the airport, so I decided I had a moment to grab her an oat milk latte. Hopefully this helps her relax after a long flight. All right, well, I'm parked here at the SkyTrain station, Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, just waiting to pick up my wife. I did check in with one of the police officers at the gate when I drove in here, just to let him know I'd be waiting, because, you know, again, rolling in with an RV to an airport area is kind of weird, but this is technically not the airport. This is a train station for the airport, so a little different. And this is the cell phone lot that I'm waiting in. So as long as I wait with my vehicle, it's all good. So here we are. All these people staring at it, wondering why there's an RV in the middle of the cell phone waiting parking lot. Who is that, Lizzy? Is that Mommy?
Hi, Lizzy.
Is that Mommy?
Hi. Oh.
You gotta pee on that leash.
Oh, hi. Oh, I missed you too. I did. Let's go see Daddy.
Lizzy, it's Mommy. Oh, it's Mommy.
Hi. Hi, pretty girl. Oh.
I'll say hi to all the viewers.
Hi.
Looks like we've had our first official accident with the Ember. I was riding along here on Highway 87 and there was a tire in the road. I was able to swerve mostly out of the way, but the back tire caught the tread that was in the middle of the road and launched it back against our jack. So the back stabilizer jack has now been kind of bent and tweaked. I'll see when I get to my family's if I can tweak it back enough to get it to work while we're still camping, but that's likely going to be an insurance claim. We'll see how much it costs to replace and get it fixed.